Hi, good Erev Shabbos. I wanted to share an idea that I came across from a sefer from Jonathan Sachs, Covenant and Conversation. And it was a very inspiring idea, and I thought I would like to share it with you. So this week's Parsha is called Shemini, and it comes from the fact that after all of the preparation of creating the Mishkan, building it, getting it ready, and us spending many parshiot discussing the dimensions of the Mishkan, and then a couple parshas discussing the voda in the Mishkan, we actually come to the time when finally, after more days of preparation, starting on the 23rd of Adar, now we come to Rosh Chodesh Nisan, which is the 8th day of preparations, and Aaron is Aaron is consecrating the temple, begins his avoda in ministering to the people on behalf of Hashem. So what is the significance of the word Shmini? So it means the 8th day. What else happened on the 8th day, and why is it so important? So when Hashem first created Adam, he created him with this power of choice, which is an incredible thing, but it has its underside. And the underside is that a person doesn't always act in accordance with Hashem's wishes, and nor did Adam. And as a consequence of him doing what he wasn't supposed to do, he was banished out of Gan Eden. But Hashem allowed him to stay in the garden for the time being, for the time of Shabbat, and at the end of Shabbat he would need to leave. So during Shabbat there was a special light, a light of the righteous revealed, and Adam and Chava were allowed to stay in the garden during this time. But after Shabbat ended, the light ended, and before Adam was actually expelled from the garden, the Midrash tells us that he was afraid. He was afraid of the dark, afraid that the Nachash would attack him again in this darkness. And the Midrash shares with us that Hashem illuminated his mind so that he understood that he could pick up two rocks and rub them together and create fire. And that's one of the reasons why we light a candle by Havdalah. What I love about this idea and what Rabbi Sachs brought out is that this is a very exciting part of Jewish teaching, that Hashem wants us to be creative. The first day of creation, Hashem creates the world. The 8th day of creation, Adam rubs two rocks, creates fire, and shows his potential to be creative, his potential to make something in the world. So first day of creation is Hashem's creation, but the 8th day of creation, the day when the temple really begins to serve its function and Aaron actually begins the service, is the day that is the quintessential idea of us partnering with Hashem, doing our bit, being creative in response to Hashem's creativity. And just a cute aside, Rabbi Sachs compares this to the Greek tradition, where the Greeks were traditionally felt that the gods were traditionally against that the gods are essentially hostile to the people. And what's the story? Zeus, one of the gods, keeps the secret of making fire, doesn't want to share it. And Prometheus steals a little spark, gets empowered to make a little bit of fire, but he's punished. And his curse is that he has to be forever tied to a rock, which is kind of an awesome punishment. Very horrible idea. Compare that to the Jewish idea where Hashem illuminates Adam, inspires him, gives him practically the tools to, on his own, come to the realization that he can dispel darkness through rubbing those rocks together. And so the 8th day becomes our day to do our part in finishing up creation, adding to creation, being Hashem's partner. We also have Bris Milah, which is the same idea, a beautiful body. We take it to the next step. Wishing you a beautiful Shabbos and sending lots of love. Bye.